What up, what up? I'm your host, Ocean. This is Ocean's View here with the original team. The original team, we haven't been back together for a while. Little brother Devin Epps.
It's been a minute, man. What's going on?
Billy Negro on the boards, right there. We all there. We've evolved. We've evolved. We do things different kind of way. Greg is somewhere doing what he does. He's the editor now. I'm feeling real good. I'm gonna give him 85%. Give him 85%.
We're doing well. We're doing well. We're doing well.
85%. Shout out to Miss Irie. She'll be back. Cocktails After Dark, the subsidiary. Hope I pronounced that correct. And I always just wanted to say that word.
It's a good word. It's a good word. It's a solid word.
So, you know, back in the stew and everything, you know, everybody has been, you know, nobody really been asking. We were kind of jamming and doing our thing on the Zooms and everything. So that was just another avenue to go down or whatever, just to see how things go. And so we got that straight. That's kind of important. So you can always put the product out there and everything. So that's always cool. I really should have said we should have started with some clown music. Like, as I was hearing, I was thinking,
little circus, little Freeland Brothers thing.
I was thinking that when we but as the Fab Joe was playing, all I could think of was we should have started off with and just had
kazoo in the back.
Exactly. So I've always tried to give women the benefit of the doubt with a lot of things. And but one thing that kind of, you know, bakes my biscuits, you know, from the South.
Yeah, right.
So the one thing that bakes my biscuits is the fact that you can't say nothing about women. You can't disagree with them on social media at all. Like, you're going to be every name in the book. You're going to be insecure. Who hurt you? Just a bitch ass nigga. Gay, yes, definitely going to be Gary Apple Yellow.
Right.
What else they kind of say if you say anything that's in disagreement of a woman?
Yeah, it's a weakness at a point.
Definitely.
You can't go back and forth with a woman about anything.
No, you can't.
No, you can't disagree. No.
But the crazy thing is, a lot of women do a lot of clown shit, and they don't get called on it. But guess what? Today we call them.
Oh, we call them.
We call them.
We got some. We call them.
The whole thing is this. Before I know women are going to be looking at this like, oh, there's no women here to defend them. Nah, don't need to get defended. Y'all can defend it in the comments or, you know, like it on anything. Subscribe to Ocean's View on YouTube.
Right. If you choose to defend clown shit, that's on you, baby girl.
Yeah.
Right.
So my thing is this. Women, to me, it's like them playing sports. No, let me take that back. I personally feel there's no reason for a woman to ever stay. I'm sorry. I really don't. Let's just.
Oh, that's where we're starting. Okay.
I don't believe there's no scenario where women should stay.
Yo, why did you go there? Go ahead. I didn't see where you going.
This is where we start. Okay.
See, because my thing is this: guys and women play sports too.
Yeah.
But outside of the average, okay, women assume the average guy plays sports. That's what they assume. That's the assumption.
Okay.
We know better, but that's the overall assumption across the planet, I believe. I don't believe we men believe that the average woman plays sports. And there are millions of great athletes. Shout out to Serena Williams that just ended a storied career. So that's not the point.
Yeah.
That's not the point. Get it. What I'm saying is, when I think of a woman first, I don't think sports. I don't even think anything bad if a woman can't play sports.
Right.
Which, that's another thing.
Right, because even when you see a tall woman, you don't automatically think sports, you think model.
Yeah.
I kind of think sports.
You think
But
sports were tall?
I can see model too. It's definitely, it might be, not
I go model.
You go model? Okay, cool, but no problem. Even so, ain't no funky models. You can't be out there. I'm just saying, like, yo, my thing, no. I'm just saying these are little things that I don't believe women should do. So what I'm saying is this. I also don't believe it takes a lot for a woman to be cool. That's my thing. Okay. This is where I'm going with it. Okay. I don't believe that women have to do a lot to be cool. Like, you really just have, put this, everybody should strive and be themselves. I get it. Us as men, that were once young men, kids, we know better. We have to we've gone through a lot of stages and phases in our lives. I feel women, when they go after they go through their stages and stuff, most times we already have women friends that we be like, such and such is cool. We're not talking about how she looks. We're not talking about where she works at. That's extra stuff.
Right.
But if they're just down to earth, you can talk to them, they're reasonable. The first thing guys say, I like Shawty. She's cool as hell. And a lot of women don't realize that's the best compliment that guys get. Of course, we can talk about your looks. We can talk about a whole lot of other things.
But is she cool?
We talk about, is she cool?
Right.
Is she cool? Because guess what? I know a whole lot of good-looking, goofy bitches. And I don't even like calling women bitches. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I gotta get a little vulgar for this one because I don't want to be out here bashing. I want them to be clear because the real woman is going to stamp this because they understand where we're going.
Right.
I want you to take over. When you're online, I've always said, you know what my timeline consists of? Twerking and hookah. I swear to God.
That's a fact.
That's what my timeline consists of. It consists of just twerking and hookahs and turning up and BDE that I just, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff. And I'm like, I believe everything has a time and place. And social media is definitely one of the times, one of the places. But when I'm looking at your page, and this is all you're talking about, this is all that you're putting out there because, see, people like to do the whole, this is not who I am, this is just entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the camera again. Social media is less entertaining than people give it credit for. You can be entertained on social media, but be careful of what you put out there. Because this is the representative, this is who you're putting out there to the world. So when you put this out there to the world, so you want to kill me because I believe it?
Right.
Because I believe it.
And we've had this conversation, before, if you follow the journey we've been on, but the representative is extremely important, whether it be dating or in this day and age with social media. What you put out there is who we accept you to be. Because if you think about it, social media is the only place where you can give me everything that you want me to see. Mm-hmm. So if this is what you want me to see, if this is what you take as the best of you, that's how I'm going to take you.
Wow, because that means it's not necessarily who you are, it's who you want to be.
Exactly.
So my question is, because a lot of people, not just when put out goofy shit, but do you think that women in general think that they're cool? Like most women believe that they're cool?
Right. I believe that most women, I think most people in general think that they're cool.
No. I like you go, but stay with the woman for a second.
Okay, we'll say women. Yeah,
because I don't want you to know, because that's not the gumbo I want mixed up just yet.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So yeah, I think for the most part, most women think they're a good time. They do. So when they do their little, whatever it is they do, their little quirks or whatever it is they have with them, they think that you think that that's okay. And that's and that it gets to another point of pretty privilege, where we as men will allow so much when she looks good.
That's a fact.
If that ass is fat, if that face is pretty, if them titties is big, I might let you get away with a lot more than I would the average chick.
It's 100%.
No, that was a super ball. Because the thing is this, and the reason why I didn't want you to go down a certain rabbit hole with that one is because the whole thing is this. It's a lot of women that believe that the key to them being so cool, watch this, when they say, I'm just like a guy. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. I'm being perfectly honest. Flip this. Guys understand, once again, it ain't just sports. This whole theory, I'm just like a guy. I personally cringe a little bit every time a woman says that. I'm just like a guy. And that's why I get into most I get into most of my debates with women when I be like, no, you're not. I don't care, because I have to nitpick and break down this whole theory of Well, I got 6 brothers. And a few times I've had to go there like, it doesn't mean anything because all 6 of them could be corny themselves. And this is where you're learning it from. And this is not to talk about, bro, this is not to talk about, this is why when women, when they be like, yo, yeah, I got these guys I work with, da 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 da, I got it from a male perspective. Ladies, don't just go to every male isn't a man.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. So just saying I got an issue, I'm going to this guy for male advice. For example, one of my biggest things is this. You go to the guy about multiple women that ain't never had a rotation in his life. What the hell is he going to tell you about dipping and dabbing? You know what I'm saying?
Cornel Sanders.
He's at,
well, you should be faithful to every man to do it you encounter. I don't understand what this is going to be. Like, no, you can't talk to that guy.
But they do.
Yeah, they do.
And then they take that as
gospel.
It's the gospel thing. They take it as the gospel, and then they spread that BS. And then when somebody else is like, "What? Nigga, what? Like that's
Who told you that?
Who told you that? No, you know he's." And then you notice they always go. Then they try to be like, "Oh nah, the girls be liking him." No, they don't. You got one or 2 interns at the damn job that might have thought he was cute or something. This guy's little khakis on, and you know his tie. He's coming to work with khakis, short sleeve shirt, and a tie with a pocket protector, and you know somebody liked him and everything.
Right.
All right, but let me take it back to the women though,
Okay.
because Dev said something that was important. He talked about pretty privilege, and he said that we will put up with a lot of corniness if a girl is pretty or she has a body, you know what I mean. So are men at blame for a lot of women thinking that they are cooler than they actually are?
100%.
1,000%.
It's a situation where they feel validated in what they've done for so far. Now they could, in their minds, think that what they're doing is corny, but if it goes unchecked, hey, this shit might be alright. Wow. And it comes down to, as men, we gotta put our goddamn foot down. We gotta put our feet down.
No. Dudes ain't putting their foot down. They're not putting their foot down because somehow they believe they have a chance with this woman.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They got a chance. So let me disagree with all the yes. Yo, Calvin said it best, paid in full. That is not going to get you that ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, for real, that's when they put that meme out there, like, yo, I'm ready to tell dudes, like, yo, that ain't going to get you the box. Excuse me, just agreeing with every little thing she says.
Right.
Now, I remember, now put this. This is how crazy it is. And I feel comfortable saying this part because me and the young lady are still very cool. I'm not going to say her name because her page always gets blown up 1 billion times anyway. She's voluptuous.
Okay.
Not even thick. She's voluptuous. So you know somebody's voluptuous.
Yeah.
They dress crazy.
Right.
So, she's very pretty as well. She gets to the bag herself and everything. Dudes be on her page. How did the kids say? Capping. That they're doing super cap.
Cap it and
Penny cap, everything. Cap and coach. They what you call it. They on her page. Nobody's going to get to nothing she's talking about.
Ever.
So they're putting all these. Oh, by the way, she's part of the Queen of the Nile, Nubian goddess, Mother of the Earth. You are that milk magic.
She's a Hoteptress.
No, it's not Hoteptress. That's how dudes is coming.
Oh, that's how they come in. Okay.
She's definitely labeled up.
Okay.
It's how they come. Like, oh, this rain of sunshine has blessed my timeline. She's one of those.
Oh, right.
What they do is not just how they respond back to all their women friends that say something. So I remember I did that one time. I didn't put a grand rising. I might have said she might have said something. I said, you have yourself a lovely morning. Man, she didn't say anything. Not a word. No problem. But we've been cool for years on end before that, just on social media. Never met at the time. Until one day she put something and she put a picture up. So all the dudes, it was a crazy picture. And they were just like, oh, this is the vision of perfection.
Right.
This is who a woman should be. And I said, you all right? I guess I said, no, this is what I said. I said, you all right if you into nice breasts, big asses, cute face. If that's what you're into, I guess you're okay. And guess what? Not only did she respond back, she laughed and she went in my inbox and said, you crazy as hell. And ever since then, we've earned a relationship.
Right.
And, you know, we got everything, but that's another story.
Yeah, right.
But I'm just saying, that's what it was. And it's just like, yo, there's ploys. And I guess, and me and her was just clearly from time.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna put out there, because I know she gonna see me. I'm gonna tell her about this.
Right.
But it was just like, yo, the whole crazy thing is, we gotta hold them accountable. But how, let me ask you this, Mr. Moderator, how do we hold them accountable because if we hold them accountable, is something wrong with us for even saying something?
Nah, it ain't nothing wrong. It ain't nothing wrong with us. The problem is, dudes don't keep it real, and they do too much. So my thing is, corny niggas breed corny women. You see what I'm saying?
They have corny kids.
So what happens is, if you feed into this something that's not cool, and she just can't do no wrong, you know what I mean? You feed in this ego. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And most people that do that be corny dudes because they feel like they need to do that to get a chance. You know what I mean? When you just real in yourself, you know what I mean? Everything everybody say is not, I'm not going with. You know what I mean? Y'all my guys, and I don't go with stuff that y'all say.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I think a lot of dudes be just thinking that they have a chance. You know what I mean? And you know, the reality is, you know,
you don't.
You got a chance if you go the opposite way.
Right.
Because women are attracted to confidence and status. And if everybody going left and you go right, they gonna see what that's about.
Right. And it's got to be genuine, because real doesn't have a playbook.
Right.
So when you always going along with something, that's you're sticking to the script.
Right.
And you'll fall in line with everybody else. That's what keeps you in the fray with everything else. But when you're being real, like Niece was doing, yeah, okay, she does look good, but at the end of the day, I'm not about to jump in with this image of perfection bullshit. Yeah, you cool if that's what you into. Now, yeah, obviously you're still recognizing that she is good looking, but at the same time, I'm gonna put my realness on it. I'm gonna speak my piece on it, because that agreeing shit, it gets you nowhere.
But it was the opposition. It was the standout. It was the status. It was like everybody said this, and this crazy nigga said this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why you got the inbox like, yo, you crazy. And then you can build on that. Yeah. But if you just doing what everybody else doing, just like,
I hope she see me,
the corny nigga that you are.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, what's she supposed to do? Like, that's why when you was like, oh, you have a wonderful day, she was like, nigga, you don't get it.
First off, I was mad at myself. I was like, nigga, I don't even talk like that. I don't think I've ever told anybody that, like, to themselves. Shout out to my man VA. Shout out to my man VA. One time he was leaving the spot. Oh, he I gotta tell this one. It's short. Oh, we leaving the spot.
VA.
And so this guy was already talking to this young lady. But you know how the club let out is. Everybody's kind of straggling along. I think VA was like, we park this way. So I said, all right. So we're kind of walking. Chicks are walking. So we're kind of just straggling, just seeing who's around.
Still let out.
So the guy who we don't know, he's talking to her as we walk past her. So we saw some other ladies that we knew. So we started talking to them for a second. So now those chicks, the ones that the guy was talking to, walked by. So now they're ahead of us. So we stopped talking to them. So we kept walking to the car. Yo, we're probably at least 75 feet away from this dude and her and stuff like that. You just hear a deep voice yell out, "Hey, Kenny." Hold on, he's like, "Hey, Kenny." So his voice was so deep. Everybody kind of looked and turned around like this. She turned around because she's facing us now. We facing this way. He was like, "Take care of yourself." Yeah. When he said that shit, she looked at us like, And we was just like, okay. So now check this out. Now this was a pre after Morgan years and stuff, like right after graduate stuff.
Okay.
So of course, he looked all right.
Uh-huh.
So as we're walking to the car, you know what I'm going at? And we wound up getting the numbers and stuff like that. But it was just like, yo, this is what it is, because even she was like, nigga, we talked. So to me, that was a small example of you can tell she was cool. Because she immediately thought that shit was corny. Right. How? Like, Tammy, take care of yourself. And I thought the nigga shit was defined too. He was like, Tammy. So I thought it was
one
going
of
to
those
be
comments
something
you
crazy.
make in passing. Now you don't get nobody attention to say take care of yourself. Get out of here, brother.
You never say take care. What are you talking about, bro?
Yo, I ain't going front. I took care of myself to somebody before.
Yeah.
Only because, but listen, I said it because I thought it was some cool shit to say. I heard somebody else say it. But once again, I felt funky saying it. Like, yo,
You look funky saying it. That was
when
nasty.
When I
That
say,
was nasty.
You gotta take your hat off your head and put it on your chest. Take care of yourself now,
you know, now, this is what the take care of yourself came from. Every neighborhood has that person that has, I think I'm pretty sharp with it, but then I say I may give you a few jabs every now and then, but most times it kind of comes on. Every hood has that person, and it's normally a guy, that whatever you write to, they got some snazzy shit to say right there on the spot.
Right.
And no matter how small it is, the shit it just always hits right. That was my man T. He would be like, yo, you can be like, yo, how you living? And it's around Thanksgiving. Nigga said like turkey on Thanksgiving, baby. But he was cool. It was his manners and everything. He was one of those. So the nigga one time, we was walking, he was like, yo man, take it easy or don't take it at all if it ain't easy. But it sounded cool the way he said the shit. I think I just butchered it.
Yeah, because it ain't sound cool when you
He said, take it easy. If it ain't easy, don't take it.
Okay.
But that's how he said. I couldn't say it that fast. You know what I'm saying? So, but
We all
that's
can't
what
be
he
T.
said.
We all can't be T.
That's exactly. That's what he said, and the shit just flowed out smooth. So I was like, yeah, that shit was some cool shit to say. See, the thing about repeating cool shit, you have to say it at the right time. You can't just be saying it. I just said the shit just for no reason. That's why the shit didn't hit.
Right.
I'm leaving the goddamn elevator. I said, all right, man. Hey, and what made it crazy, I said it to a guy. You know what I'm saying? I got to.
You wasted the line.
I was just like, yo, I got off the elevator. All right, Sean, take it easy. If it ain't easy, don't take it. Nigga just pressed the elevator. He just pressed the button. I think his damn floor was lit up. This nigga just was like, hey,
The door closed. What door you?
don't ever listen to shit this nigga talking about.
What a weirdo.
And the elevator went wild slow. You can see him looking at me like, nigga.
Like you better than that, my nigga.
Yeah. I see Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears on Hot One. First of all, let me talk about this. I actually think Ari Spears is funny. I don't think he's hilarious, but I think he's funny. I give him that. For whatever reason, comedy's a hard genre. It's a hard genre. First off, I give all respect to people that navigate through the performing arts, music, comedy, acting, because your whole career is based off of if somebody else likes you.
Yeah.
Just think about that. That's I've always said to this day. Also, more so than sports.
Yeah.
More so than sports. See, because sports you can physically see things. You can things can be proven a lot more easily.
Yeah.
Like you run a 4.2, you run a 4.2.
Right.
It's what are you telling me? Right. And then can you catch? Oh, you have a 48-inch vertical. Can you dunk? Can you jump? We get it. But when it comes to acting, singing, rapping, playing instruments and stuff, your whole life is based on how many people actually really believe you're good at it. Mm-hmm. Because I believe you're good at it. but I'm one of 1 billion that's going to see it.
Right.
And 500 million people don't believe you got it. Maybe 500 million people do believe you got it. So we might do something. I'm just saying all that to say, I've never really thought Tiffany Haddish was really funny. Now, I don't like to bash women that way because I heard she got a crazy little story with her.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give her too much leeway because guess what? And it sounds crazy. Everybody's got a story.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a story. So I don't want to patronize it, and I get it. She's made it through a lot of circumstances, and it's still a grind to get to it because she didn't just pop up on the scene.
Right.
So I'm gonna give her that.
I like Tiffany Haddish. I think she's funny.
She opened the door for me to give her credit more on Girls Trip.
Yeah.
I was like, I started liking her more on Girls Trip. She had a Kevin Hart movie she was in, School Days.
No, Night School.
Night School, thank you.
I did like her in Night School.
Night School, thank you.
I have not seen Girls Trip. I don't care for as much as y'all do.
But Girls Trip
I did like Night School.
It's fun. Thank you, Night School. So, now if I see her do the damn name one more time,
She ran. Right.
Yeah, I'm sick of that. So, if you've been on social media, Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish have a skit, or I don't even know what you call it. I'm just going to leave it at skit for now. You might come up with something better than this to call it.
No, that's what it is.
About, they said they were shedding light on molestation and pedophilia. It was done in some of the worst taste I've ever seen with a lot of things. And we've seen we're movie guys. We watch TV, we watch TV shows, we watch internet and everything. So we don't see a lot of bad things. Now, I'm not going to give this bottom of the ocean the worst ever. But it's in the running.
Oh, it's in the running.
It's in the running. It's
definitely making a case.
And it was nothing tasteful about it. None in poor taste. And the execution of it, there's no, put this, I couldn't even receive the message.
Right.
If I wanted to. So I'm trying to put myself in other people's shoes to be like, well, where did it hit its market? Because I personally feel it missed its market completely. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest, and I'm going to say it on camera. This is what we're doing. There was one part of it that I did laugh at. And I felt bad for laughing at it, but it just kind of jumped out there on me. If you've seen said video, Aries Spears is playing a grandfather to the uncle. She keeps leaving in his care while she goes out and parties. That's clearly what it is. Because she's always dressed up. She keeps talking about how she's headed to the post office. Now, as he's watching the kid, he's making eyes, he's doing just disgusting stuff.
Real sicko shit.
Sicko stuff. But he has a newspaper, and it's 2 of them. And they use Robert Kelly's Your Body's Calling Me. And it just says, my mind's telling me no. And the first page of the newspaper always falls down, and all it is the second page with the eyes cut out. But it only does it on that. Now they did this about 4 times. When I first saw it, I didn't laugh. But as you started seeing the trend of whenever the song comes on and the paper drops down, that shit became hilarious to me. Just that part. I'm not stamping the whole thing, but I'm sorry, that 1% of that, I'm not gonna lie, I was dying.
And I still don't find it funny, but I just find it funny that you found it funny.
No,
like,
listen, I didn't want to laugh.
Because you're playing with fire. Like, that's what it is.
I know. And see, but the thing about it is, I didn't have to say it on camera.
Right, you did. Right, exactly. Sure. He's honest. He's an honest man.
Just being honest about it. That put this, it didn't make me keep watching it. But the 2-3 times I did see it, I called myself trying to just rub it straight. But whenever I heard R. Kelly say my mind's, and that, it's when the paper drops. The shit is hilarious to me. But that's it. So, go ahead.
Please.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
How appropriate that they use Robert Kelly's music as a soundtrack for this disgusting piece of work? For the most part, Aries Spears hasn't been funny to me since Mad TV. Tiffany Haddish has never been funny to me. It was. I'm trying because you know as a person who does skits who you know tries to be funny, you try to find you know some kind of silver lining and maybe there was a message here, but like you said, man, the execution was just horrible, man. Like there was nothing thought provoking. There was nothing here that was poignant. There was never a time where it got serious.
Give it. I want you to say it because you don't want to brought it up. Give the caveat on why it's out as well.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. So we will say that we do have to tell the whole story here. Now, Aries Spears has been in the news recently for his comments about Lizzo. I think he said you know some shit like mashed potatoes or something.
He said she looks like the shit emoji.
Okay. All right. That's what it was.
That was funny.
Okay. All right. I take back what I said about Aries Spears. That made me laugh. Okay, that made me laugh.
That was funny.
All right, but
oh wow.
But the reason now this was done years ago. We have to say that this is not anything fresh. This was done years ago. This only has come back into light because of the comments that Aries Spears made about Lizzo. Now the video was out because it's spiteful. That does not take away from the fact that the video was made. I tried to find the humor in it, and I couldn't. And to me, I'm thinking about, while this is a skit, we're all acting, there's a child here. That
was my biggest issue with it.
That child doesn't have a brain to understand that I'm acting, I'm doing this for a skit. That could play a major part in this child's life going forward. To the fact where
you believe that
you can be ridiculed for that. I mean, it's still out there.
I want you to continue, but
kids
I
are mean.
I want you to continue. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, go ahead, please.
I don't really agree with that part because I do believe this is just a young actor. Now, I want you to continue. This is what I do believe. I don't think he's going to understand it till he gets older, because if it comes with any more ridicule years later, maybe because that kid was probably 8 years old or something. What I'm saying is, I don't think he knows the severity.
No, not now. No, not right now. No, of course, not right now.
All right.
But what it is it's still soft porn for pedophiles, man. Like even the characterization of him, you know, rolling around in his underwear and shit. It's very, and I hate the word, but it was cringy as fuck. Like
it was cringy because my son has his shirt.
Exactly, and that's what that's what I'm thinking to me, because you know, and I'm very close with you. So when I think about this, I'm thinking like that could be Jace. That could be, you know, my son at that age, and it's like, yo, who in their right mind let their kid do this shit? Like it's
same old money.
Yeah. But it's just, to me, you know, and you know, we're in the middle of cancel culture and all of that, and I hate to, you know, call for, you know, anybody, you know, who looks like needs, you know, job or livelihood at this point, but like, yo, what the fuck are you thinking about, man?
Well, it was all right. This was years ago.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
What I thought about this is kind of nothing. It was done years ago. It's out now. We only know about it because of them trying to get rid of Aries Spears because of Lizzo.
They're trying to cancel it.
Right. So the reason we only know about it now is because it wasn't funny then, and it's not funny now. But also the other reason we didn't know about it is because we live in a hypersensitive culture right now. And right in it, they said they was trying to bring awareness to something. They did it poorly, but it did invoke some emotion in you, so it did something.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? I don't think they should be canceled for this. I don't think this is anything for real. I don't even think that they wrote it. You know what I mean? I just think that they were in it, and it was tasteless, and it was corny, and it wasn't funny, and it's a non-story, and we should move on. It was corny then, it's corny now, and yes, if you watch it, it will bring awareness to pedophilia because it was cringy.
Right.
But like I said, like it's only out because people didn't like what Ari Spears said about Lizzo. You know what I mean? And what he said about Lizzo was corny and distasteful. You know what I mean? And yes, I think Ari Spears is funny. And yes, I think Tiffany Haddish is funny. And I think Tiffany Haddish is catching strays because she ain't have nothing to do with that. And Tiffany Haddish is having a wonderful career right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? They did this tasteless, corny skit back in the day. It has nothing to do with what she's doing now. You know, and Ari Spears is touring and doing his thing, whatever that is. I haven't seen an Ari Spears show in years, but I do think he's funny. Like he all right. You know what I mean?
This nigga said, and then, but it's crazy what he said about it. He said Lizzo looks like the shit emoji, and so
Yo, you just gonna keep saying it. This
No,
is outrageous. This is outrageous.
No,
This is outrageous.
no, because I didn't think. First off, some jokes be like that. I'm not. It's not. It wasn't more so about Lizzo. It was more so like, damn, how did I even think of that?
Hey yo, what is going on?
No, but then Ari Spears turned around and said, I get it. He said, if I take off my shirt, I look like Florida Evans. That shit was
That's
funny.
funny.
He said, I look like Florida Evans. And then he said somebody else who he looks like. And it was funny how he said it, but he was just basically like, look here, I think she's beautiful, is that the third, is just this. But he was just like, he kind of went to, you put yourself out there, the ridicule is going to come whether you like it or not.
Nah, it was corny. It was corny because they asked him a question about Lizzo that had nothing to do with how she looked.
Okay.
And he went there. Like, it was like, why would you do that?
Right.
Just say nah.
Right.
I don't think that will work. You know what I mean? But why would you go to, oh, she looks like this? That's corny. That could be your opinion. That's okay. But yo, you don't have to. You don't have to put it out there. And if you do put it out there, that's fine. You're gonna have to take what come with it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm not into cancel culture.
Right.
But so I don't really like people bringing up what you did 10 years ago. That's corny to me. But I am with pettiness. So
Right.
if you petty to me, I'll be petty to you. It's just unfortunate that Tiffany Haddish got caught up in this. She ain't had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So she took some strays, probably unfairly, but like you said, it was still made. So she got to take a small piece of responsibility for that. But I don't think she'll be canceled. Honestly, I don't think Ari Spears will be canceled either. So
I mean, and I feel like that at the level that their careers are, they can take.
They can survive.
They can survive. They'll definitely survive this one.
Yep.
So I'm scouring the internet looking for topics for the show as I usually do, and one stuck out to me over for a lot of other ones. Blac Chyna. If you guys remember former Miss Rob Kardashian, baby mother to Tiger, but came across my timeline. It was a Shade Room post that Blac Chyna through OnlyFans is bringing in $20 million a month.
I don't think that's been verified.
It can't possibly be true. I mean,
I don't believe
it is. When you break it down, she's got about 16.5 million followers on Instagram, across the place. I mean, so as I'm talking to a couple of friends on social media, the math was kind of mathing. When you think about it, it's she's got over 750,000 followers on the platform of OnlyFans. When you break that down with you can do private things. She's making a lot of this money from what I was reading through foot pictures. Like it's not even the real pornographic type of things. It's we just got a lot of freaky niggas out here. It seems to be.
Cat.
For me, I can't believe it. And until I see the actual numbers on this, when you give me an actual breakdown, she ain't that attractive, honestly. Now, if you said it was Kim, or maybe some, I could even accept the chick Cambridge from the WNBA, somebody in that light of a professional level that stepped over into the OnlyFans lane. There could be a high demand for that.
I can go for Megan.
Megan Good.
Not Megan Good, Megan
Stallion.
Stallion.
Yeah, I can see Megan Thee
Especially
Stallion.
at
bringing
this
it to-
time.
Right.
Right
You
now.
know, she's, the She-Hulk is popping right now. I can see a Megan Thee Stallion, somebody with some actual talent out here making that kind of money. But this is what's being reported right now, man. And for the life of me, can't understand how nasty you niggas are.
No, they said she's worth $5 million. So that alone.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Once,
nothing,
like,
right?
like you don't say, I make $20 million a month. I'm only worth $5 million. Like, no.
Well, I don't really get into net worths on the internet because I don't.
Very misleading.
That's not really accurate. But I don't understand the whole premise of OnlyFans when porn is free.
Free.
I just don't get it. And in Black China, yo, if she getting anywhere close to that, not, if she getting a quarter of that a month,
Right.
Shout out to her.
Right.
Like that's crazy. We talk 20 minutes. That's a $250 million a year.
And she don't even have her kids. She don't even have them.
Well, you know,
I'm just saying.
you're not gonna have your kids. Then,
Right,
you
you
know,
got plenty of time for OnlyFans.
hey man.
The crazy thing with like you said, with I know how free. Me personally, I know how free porn is.
Quite.
Like, I'm well versed in free porn, so I don't have need. I have any need for OnlyFans.
No,
and
man.
I know I have a few female friends that have OnlyFans. I haven't supported them or whatever. I support them in spirit.
You can send me a preview.
I'll
You can
like
send
to
me a
post
preview.
something and be like, oh, I'm one of the comments. Get your money, get your guap. I'm gonna say all that.
Support you.
But
Not gonna
if you
support
say subscribe for $16 a month, nah, I'm good. I'm not doing that. And me personally, I'm not girl. I've never really been girl crazy that way. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not just
Right.
subscribing to look at you do whatever. Now, granted, I've personally been looking into OnlyFans because type of women just get money off this. Some, and I'm pretty sure there's some guys out here that's probably OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to see how I can get in on it with my OnlyFans and stuff or whatever. Now, I told her.
Yo, if you're gonna be making millions a month,
Yeah,
I'm trying to get down too. Like, what are we talking about for
Man,
real?
do a couple push-ups to oil the chest up, man. We're gonna see how this goes.
What are we talking about? Listen,
So let me
I
ask
get
you
my
this.
body done too.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Yo,
Hypothetically.
Will with a BBL is crazy.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is this. The thing about it is this. We're heterosexual men.
Right.
Don't be assuming just because you do our OnlyFans that it's going to be mostly women coming after you. Now, how are you going to feel knowing it's a bunch of dudes looking at you?
There's
Especially.
literally nothing you can do to
Yeah,
make
I'm
me
about to say that.
not heterosexual. So, hey man, if the men is watching, how much is the money? How much money is coming in is the question. Because if somebody, I think she was the highest paid, but then the next was like 16 million or something like that a month. Now I understand these numbers have to be wildly inflated,
Right.
but like if we cut them in half.
Man, that's still a lot of money, dog. That's still a lot of
Like
money.
that's crazy. You tell you, yo, come at me with some gay men. I don't care.
Well,
Oh.
I guess it's time for me to accidentally leak some of my footage.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I don't know how this shit uploaded and got a picture of me uploading shit, waiting for the bar to clear out or something like that. Because I'm sick of that narrative too. Oh, it leaked by accident. No, then you pressed upload. You knew what the hell was going on.
Well, that's because you know the play. You know the play. We've seen it run before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's lucrative. You know what I mean? Especially if you got a little ounce of fame. Hey man, you leak a sex tape, and all of a sudden you could have a show.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Or all of a sudden, you know, somebody calling you for a porn deal or something.
Man.
You know what I mean? You know the play.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's honestly true. Before OnlyFans, this is how Kim Kardashian, changed the course of her family's life. Like there was a sex tape leak, We may forget that, but that's how Kim came to be who Kim Kardashian is.
So was it Kim or was it Pamela Anderson first?
It might have been Pam and Tommy. It might have been Pam and Tommy first.
The first one to do that. See, but the thing about it is this, and I don't want to get real Malcolm X with this one, but notice, you see the pattern. You see the pattern of who's doing it, but who's actually have changed their family's fortune and things like that. But if that would have been Jamal and Letitia, or whatever.
I mean, a Whitney and Bobby sex tape would have done numbers.
So Whitney, well, who else is Whitney Houston? Who else is
But yeah,
Brown?
okay, with that being said, Whitney
involved in this. Ray J was involved.
True. Ray J is.
I mean,
I thought Kim Kardashian's performance was underwhelming. Just like Black China's when she was topping the dude off, it was underwhelming. It was underwhelming.
Hey man, it don't matter what you thought. They made millions off of this.
It definitely did. Definitely made millions off it. And Rob Kardashian is sitting somewhere. I don't know what he's thinking, what he could have did with her.
About to file for child support is what we should be doing right now.
Absolutely.
Right. 20
Absolutely. Listen, you better, you better not put out no report. If I have the kids,
Man.
and you are the baby mom, and they put out a report, I'm turning into all them women that I hate.
Well,
I'm turning into all of them.
Cue up the Frank White speech right now. I don't want a nipple shown without getting a cut, man. I need all this.
I'm parking, watching. I'm like, wait, whoa, 20 what? And we going, what's the formula for child support? What's my cut in it?
Right.
That's crazy.
Sacrifices.
Oh, man.
Women, you don't have a monopoly on that word. Because I think that's another narrative that's out there in the world. It's about to get a little funky. The assumption is, and the narrative is, that women sacrifice more relationships than guys. Now, if we do this based on numbers, I would probably still have to lean towards women, but I'm going 60-40. I'm going 60-40. And this is the reason why I'm going 60-40. They're both sacrificing. The problem is, the issue is, it's what men are sacrificing versus what women are sacrificing. See, because the way I feel is this: women, it gets the semantics start to come in. Oh, it is. The numbers start to come up and things like that. Guys, what we sacrifice is more. It's not tangible. It's not tangible. The things that we sacrifice. Like I said before, if you've ever been in a serious relationship, you've lost yourself at some point. You can't say you haven't. You done cried alone, you done frustrated, all that stuff. You get it. But to say that women just outright sacrifice more, let's break that down, man. I believe women are definitely put their dreams on hold before a man will put his dreams on hold for a woman. I think in overall numbers, basically, like I said, if I got 10, I believe 6 women will do it, and 4 will do it. Maybe even 2. That number fluctuates at times. But for a man that's dealing with a woman that makes more money than them, the part that they're sacrificing in terms of the support, because the playbook is still written for us to be the head of the house. And us being the head of the household, a lot of times is they talk about the finances. We can talk about a whole lot of other things, but the first thing that's going to be held up to our face is the finances. Who's making the money? Who can pay the bill? Who can keep the lights on?
Right.
Now, we always talk about, you might hear women make comments like, well, I wish I had a guy that cooked, cleaned, such. Word? You really take that guy serious? Because there are a lot of guys out here that can do that. But if a guy chooses to just outrightly say, I want to be I've never heard a guy say, I just want to be a stay-at-home dad.
Seriously.
You can't even say it, really. Now, if he doesn't have a job, if he doesn't have a job for a certain reason, maybe he has a record, maybe it's physical, it can be a myriad of things. But if that guy is staying home and he's doing all of that, how much of y'all, I would really like women to tell me how much y'all respecting that. Now, we're not talking about what he's doing because they'll run behind one respect. I respect the guy that do this, that, and the third. Yeah, but for how long? But for how long? That's one thing.
But let's not leave sacrifices, because I want to know exactly what do men sacrifice. That's the question. What do men sacrifice, and what do women sacrifice in a relationship? Because it's not just, like you said, it's not just monetary. Right. You know what I mean? And mostly, I'll tell you what men sacrifice the most of is time. Men sacrifice time. Ooh. You know what I mean? Men like, how can I put? Men like doing certain things.
Right.
Men respect to hang out. We want to hang out with our guys. We want to go to the gym. We want to do all these things. When you get serious in a relationship,
might be the first thing to go.
It always is the first thing
to go.
It's always the first thing to go. You have to sacrifice something. You have to cut back a little bit. Don't have kids.
Oh.
Then, you know, your life is pretty much over for at least 2 or 3 years, and then you can start picking some stuff back up. You know what I mean? That's what men sacrifice. The other thing is, when you're in a relationship, a man has to sacrifice time in going and get this money, because men can live off a certain amount by themselves. But when you take on the responsibility of a significant other, then you kind of got to take care of it. You know what I mean? So you really got to go get it. Like, you got to get it. Like, you not, it's just not just you no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, these women, if you're a real man, you know, you want them to live a certain lifestyle. If this is your woman, you know what I mean? You take care of her. You make sure that she got a roof over her head. You make sure that there's food in the house for her to cook and things like that. You know what I mean? We don't have a woman here, so, but, you know, some of the things women sacrifice is, you know, some of the things that women sacrifice, I call it common sense things. So, for example, if you want to be in a relationship with somebody that is the breadwinner, it's common sense that their career has to come before yours. You know what I mean? A lot of women sacrifice their career in a relationship, but that's common sense if he's the breadwinner. If he's not, then that man might have to make a decision to sacrifice what he wants to do for a career because she's the breadwinner. You know what I mean? Now, in today's society, as much as they want to say it's not, you know, like O was saying, it's frowned upon when men can't support their women.
Right.
No, it's not too many men signing up for the stay-at-home, especially the stay-at-home boyfriend a role. You know what I mean?
Right.
Women call them bum-ass niggas. You see what I'm saying?
Freeload Fred,
Yeah, right.
Freeload Fred, you know what I'm saying, leeches, all of those colloquialisms come into play. And the thing is, like I said, the sacrifice that men take, like you said, is time, is all this other stuff. Those are our mental health parts too.
Right.
That's what a lot of things I want women to understand that too. Like, yo, check this out. Guys are cool with some sacrifice, but you have to have an outlet.
Right.
You gotta have an outlet. And I don't even think that's just a relationship. I just think that's in life. I think that's in life.
And before the women start saying, oh, we want to hang out too, we like to hang out, we have to sacrifice. No, you don't. We don't care. Go and hang out.
Please.
Leave.
Right.
I am good in here by myself. Maybe
Or
I can go to the gym.
Or with the kid.
I'm good with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, hang out, have a good time. Go on a trip. Go on a girls' trip. We don't care. They care.
They have a problem with that.
What was the joint that we that one of y'all put in the chat? It was the chick got mad because they
y'all were having fun.
Yeah, they called their man and heard some fun and got mad.
Yeah. She said, I think Iris said she was going to pull up.
Yeah.
when she hear fun in the background.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, like, what? But it's one of those things, man. Yeah, we sacrifice, and going back to what you were talking about it being a mental health thing. Like we need that. That's an outlet for us to be able to what's the word I'm looking for here? To be able to converse with your friends and bounce ideas off of, and to go from hanging with the fellas, whenever you felt like it, to almost not being able to do that will cause some mental strain on you. And if we can't have that, it's almost, at this point now that we're not sacrificing time, we almost need to be sacrificing pride.
Right.
Because it slowly chisels away to where you don't have that same man that you had before. You got just some quiet nigga who sits on the couch all day, and you back to losing yourself.
The whole thing is this too. To add to what you're saying, not only that, the issue a lot of times as well too is when women don't understand how self-sufficient guys are in terms of their time and what they like to, what we like to do, or whatever. Like, point this. I don't know guys. Point this. People like to travel. I get it. I got some friends that like to travel, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Certain things are their thing. That's another thing too. Whatever somebody has, everybody needs a thing.
Facts.
Let me just put that out there. This is not a man-woman thing. I believe both genders need a thing, whatever that thing is, because that thing either keeps you out of trouble, that thing keeps you sane within yourself, that thing calms you down, whatever that thing is.
Mental health, yeah.
Thank you. That's where we go with it. And sometimes you gotta dress it up a certain way because you don't want it to be so sounding preachy or it's heavier. Because people still, as much as mental health is at the forefront of a lot of things now, people still don't believe in it completely.
Right.
It's still kind of taboo amongst a lot of people. I can't
Especially
talk about
us.
white people. Exactly.
Yeah,
I
especially
can't talk
us.
about white people. I'm talking about black people, right?
Right.
And so you can't take the thing away from anybody. Because when the thing goes, first off, okay, man, you can take it away. That thing has to be replaced with something. It has to be replaced. Like, and not only does it have to be replaced with not just something, it has to be equal. It has to be equal. It can't just be something shortcoming. It's like Will said with the mental health thing. All y'all know, one of my things is this. I enjoy going to football games.
Yeah.
I can say it on camera, it's not a secret. My close friends, brothers, and other people know. I have a goal. My goal is to go to every stadium in the NFL. Because I believe in a few years, when that's completed, God willing, I think that'll just be something cool to be able to say at my older age. For a person that's never played in the NFL, to be like, when people be sitting around talking about football, I've been to every stadium. So that means every game you've ever watched, I can relate and say, I've been to every single one of those stadiums. I don't believe that that's me. And I've actually, I've had people make comments on it. First off, the crazy thing to me, how does my bucket list affect you? But people was like, I've got accused of showing off, accused of, so what, that's supposed to make you better than me? No, it doesn't make you worse than you either. Like, what is it? But this is just the mentality
So
of
projection.
people.
Dudes be projecting, yo.
Yes.
Dudes be corny, man.
Yeah, it's sad.
Wow, corny for no reason. Like, yo, if I post something that I'm happy about, why does it make you feel some type of way?
Because when people have nothing going on, their success feels like their failure.
The more money you make, the more it's your fault that they don't make no money. Or it's not about money or success. And I believe we've all, at small periods of times, and some people, most people, it's longer times. You do the comparison game. Because sometimes it's just right there in your face. But life is really a thing that you really have to have with blindness. You really got to run your own race and really don't care about what's going on to the side. Because you'll drive yourself crazy.
But even if you compare, like, that don't mean you gotta hate. You know, that don't mean like, yo, oh, he got more than me. What does that mean? Or he did more than me. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything.
It's because, but we are, you know, well developed in our mental capacity. But I've also heard many a time that comparison is an enemy of success. Because even though you may have succeeded in something, there's always going to be something bigger and better if your mind is not locked onto what you need to be doing. So while we're proud of having, you know, 15K views on a reel, while the Joe Budden podcast may be doing 1 million.
Right.
It's successful for us and we're happy with our success. But if we get lost in what somebody else is doing, it could depress us.
And shun what we've done.
It makes you not feel like you've done enough.
That was something Will said at the beginning of this whole process of us having, of us doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And I forgot exactly what it was in terms of the actual accomplishment. And he said something to the effect of, well, we have to enjoy the process. This is success because we've done it this way. Don't look at the numbers, don't this, that, and the third. And I gotta shout him out right there because he's one of the ones that keeps us level about the mission and what we're trying to do. Because I'm on camera, I'm gonna keep it 100. It's a billion podcasts out there. I have days, and I don't post it, but I have days where I'm second guessing myself like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this out of one day? Looking at numbers and stuff like that. And it's his voice that I hear in the background that makes me keep going forward. So I thank you for that. Talking to little brother Devin Epps, the first time we went viral for a reel. First off, we put it out there because this is what we thought we were supposed to do.
Right.
We had no, and the crazy thing about it is, what we thought should have been the best part of a reel, come to find out, that wasn't even the part that people were drawn to.
Right.
But it was 12,000 people that jumped on it. So I can't, it just showed, I can't tell y'all that, you know, well, you should think this is funny. Don't go after this, such and such and such, or whatever. So, you know, I like to thank both of y'all for that because y'all keep it level head. I know y'all have your own personal thoughts on things at times. This is why we have the community, how we do it. We talk, we get it out there. I believe we on the right track.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We got the ladies and stuff. We got a lot of other big things coming up.
Yes, sir.
You know, for those that have been supporting us, we appreciate all the likes, the comments, whether y'all agree or disagree or hate or anything else. We enjoy, subscribe, everything. We appreciate all the success and everything we're getting. And we still fight for the little guy. Even as us being the little guy, and even one of these days when we become quote unquote the big guy, we're always want to be a platform that's here to give people their roses, give people their opportunities and things like that. And that's how we grind away. So this is another great episode. Shout out Cocktails After Dark, Miss Irie. She'll be coming back soon. The Original Dream Team is back together, doing our thing. And we'll see y'all Monday, 12 o'clock. Like and subscribe. Ocean's View on YouTube, Ocean's View IG, and we good. Peace.